Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Venugopal from Team Cloudy ML. In this video, we'll be exploring the first problem of arrays topic. So we'll be initially understanding the problem statement first, and we'll be trying to dry run the test case that is already present here, and we'll try to apply the logic that we have got by understanding the problem statement. And later on, we'll be also exploring the coding part of the whole problem, in which we'll be using Python for coding the whole problem. So without wasting any further time, let's quickly dive into the video. So let us first read the question and try to understand what are the key elements that we can get from the question. And then we'll be looking into the actual uh, try run of the test case. So we have given a array of elements and we need to write a function that finds the largest and the smallest element in the array. And we need to return an regenerated array by squaring each and every element and dividing it with the difference between the largest and the smallest element that is present in the array of elements. So what they're saying is we for each and every element that we have in the array, so this might be the each and every element E. What we need to do is we need to square each and every element, so that will be E cross E, and we need to divide it by minimum, sorry, maximum minus minimum. So this is what we need to perform for each and every element. So let me quickly erase this part and it's not correct right here. So we need to perform this for each and every element. And let us read the note as well. So here it is written round the elements generated after performing operation to the 2 digits. So since this is a division operation, so we'll be getting some floating point values, right? So let's say we have got this 0.6666. So we need to round it to the nearest element, that is 0.66. So we need to take only uh, 2 digits after the decimal point. Now they're saying that the input array will have at least one element. So it is guaranteed that there will be at least one element that will be present in the array. So we need there is no need to handle a case where we have the list as empty. So it is always guaranteed that we'll have at least one element in the array. Now the next part is do not use the inbuilt min and max function of Python. So we have this minimum and maximum functions in the, so this is the min function that will take an iterable as an input and it will return the minimum value, right? So we shouldn't take this as like we shouldn't use this function, even the max function as well. We shouldn't use this, and without using this, we need to find the minimum and maximum. And I think that is pretty simple, right? We can run a simple loop and try to get the minimum and maximum using simple if and statement. So that is the simple part, right? So that can be done easily. Like for each and every element, we'll take two variables, maxi, and let me quickly erase this. So we'll take two variables, maxi and mini, and these will be storing the maximum and minimum, and we'll be iterating over each and every element, and we'll be checking whether this maximum is like whether the element is greater than maximum. If it is greater than maximum, we'll be assigning this element to the maxi, and if the number is less than the minimum, we'll be assigning this mini with the element itself, and this will be happening for each and every element. We'll put some simple if else statement which we'll be seeing in the coding part. So for now, the important part is once we have find this maximum and minimum from the array, what we need to do is we need to apply the formula, like whatever we have got from the question, we need to apply for each and every element. So how we can do that? So first of all, for we need to iterate over each and every element. So for E in the elements, like the list is L, right? So we are iterating over each and every list. And another other better way would be, since we can manipulate the same array itself, instead of iterating over each element, we can take the index itself. So for I in range, so we are just getting the index length of the array, like L. We are iterating over it, and we are getting the element. So E is nothing but the element, right? So this E element will be nothing but L of I, and we will be applying this formula. So E will be nothing but E square. Either you can multiply the same element with itself and divide it with maxi minus minimum. So this is nothing but the difference between the largest and the smallest value. And this here will get a decimal value, right? But in the note, we have this point that round the elements generated after performing operations to two digits. So what we can do is we can simply use this round function that will round this value to the two digits. So that is the parameter that the second parameter specifies, like round this e value to the two decimals. So that's what it specifies, and this is the simple logic that is already mentioned in the questions, and we can directly code it up. So I hope you got the understanding of the whole logic behind this question. So the logic is already given in the question itself. Since this is the first problem of array, this is a little easy. But later on, when we deep dive into the next problems, it will become a little difficult, and we'll make sure that you will understand each and every logic and coding part in a much better way. So since you have gotten familiar with the code, the pseudo code sort of thing, let us actually implement it in a Jupyter notebook. So let's move into that part. So now let us look into the coding part of the problem one from the arrays topic of DSA course. So till now we have understood the logic, right? So we need to first find the minimum and maximum values of the array, and then we need to apply the mentioned logic in the question itself. Like we need to square each element, and we need to divide it with the difference between the maximum and the minimum value. And after that, we need to round the obtained value to the two decimals. So let us quickly do that. So let us initialize the maximum and minimum value to the first element itself. So maximum value will be initialized to the first element. In the similar way, minimum value will be initialized to the first element. And once we have done with that, we need to find the maximum and the minimum values, right? So what we can do is we can iterate over each and every element in the array, and after iterating over them, we need to keep a check if we have the minimum value or not. So if we have this minimum value, so either we can keep a check. Since we have this minimum value, what we can do is we can check whether the element is less than the minimum value or not. If it is less than minimum value, what we can do is we can simply assign that minimum value with the element itself. And the same goes for the other one as well. Like if the element is greater than the maximum value, we should assign that element to the maximum value. So this is what the logic is behind finding the maximum and the minimum value. We are just keeping a check whether the element is less than the minimum value or not. If it is less than the minimum value, we are just updating the minimum value. Else, if the element is greater than the maximum value, we are just updating the maximum value. Now what we need to do is we need to regenerate the array, right? So what we can do is we can get this index as well as the element or the value in the array using this enumerate function, right? So we'll use this enumerate function in order to get the like index and the value at a time, and we will generate this new value. How is this new value generated? Using this one. So we need to square the value first. So value. So this will square the value, and then we need to divide it with the difference between the maximum value and the minimum value, right? So this will be the new value that we have got. Once we have got the new value, we need to assign it to the same index by rounding it to the nearest integer. Like not nearest integer, by rounding this value to the two decimals. So we can do this using the round function, wherein we are passing this value as a parameter along with the number of decimals it should round. And at last, we will just return this list. Okay, so this is what we're doing here. Let's quickly execute this and try to check whether we are getting the array or not. So if we look at the code, so this is the right. So this is one of the output. So this is correct, right? 0.33, 1.33. And let us check for another one as well. So here nothing is happening, just each and every value is getting multiplied with 100. So we are getting the correct value, and if we execute this, we can see we are getting 7.97, 1.75, 393.97. So this is like the exact code. So this is how you can write the code for the first problem of the arrays topic from DSA code. I hope you understood the problem very well, and also you got acquainted with the code, like how it is implemented based on the comments and the logic that is mentioned. If you enjoyed the content till now, please do like and share this video with others, and please do subscribe our channel.